Hello and welcome back to Dad Bods and Hot Rods Garage. Today I'm with Todd Steyer. He's the individual that bought the 67 Corvair from me almost 2 years ago. In that 2 years since I've sold him this car, I've restored, if you will, probably 3 cars. So that's my hobby, my passion is to find something like this and instead of letting it go to the junkyard or sit to the wayside, pick it up, bring it back to life and sell it to someone that'll enjoy it. So Todd, thanks again for buying the car. Appreciate it. And tell me again what it is that attracted you to these vehicles and why you wanted this particular one.
Well, I was born in 1960, the first year that these were produced. So I don't really remember them as a child growing up, but as I got into high school, we had a neighbor that had a 62 Corvair Lakewood station wagon, and it sat there for a long time on 4 flat tires, and always wondered what happened to that car, but I always thought it was unique. You know, the engine being in the back. You know, went away to college, went to Purdue University, and life happens, and next thing you know, it's 2010, and I find out I'm starting to lose my vision.
Oh, wow.
So I'm legally blind now. I haven't driven in 10 or 12 years now.
Wow.
Legally. I had to eventually quit working, so I have extra time on my hands, and that got me thinking about Corvairs again, and started going to car shows. First off, the Corvair was very practical as far as the price. I could afford them. I couldn't afford a Corvette necessarily. Couldn't afford a Camaro.
Yeah, a 67 Corvette or a 67 Camaro would be $20,000-$30,000 price range. I mean, in the condition this one's in, easily $20,000, right?
I was at a car show in 2018 and I met a Corvair guy there, Tom Miller. He introduced me to the Circle City Corvair Club. I joined their club and started going to meetings. Gave me a chance to see everybody's cars, understanding the difference between a late model and an early model. I really still didn't know what I wanted, what color. The only stipulation was it had to be an automatic since my wife was going to be driving. But I'm able to drive a little bit around the neighborhood. But we were out to dinner on her birthday 2 years ago in April, and it pops up on Marketplace. And that night we came over and saw it, mainly because of the color. Being a Purdue guy, Purdue gold color, I was like, okay, we're going.
The color car is not Purdue gold. The real name of the color is
Granada gold.
Granada gold. And basically it may be a 1-year only color, right?
Yes.
Right.
They had different golds throughout the life cycle of the Corvair, but this one is called Granada gold. You know, it only took 2 or 3 days before it was in my garage. And I've loved it ever since.
I had several people call me, contact me, want to come and look at the car. And one guy that came, he was very interested in the car. He was younger. He loved everything about it. He loved the look of it, the stance, the wheels. And I even let him drive the car. And when he came back, we're talking about the car. And I'm like, well, do you want to see the motor that's rebuilt? And we went to opposite ends of the car. And I said, well, this is really not the car for you, buddy. Simply because it has a carburetor for each bank of the engine. Most cars have one carburetor that feeds the whole engine. This one has one for each 3 cylinders, and they have to be synchronized together. And you got your points and your dwell and all those things to set. It's not like your modern day EFI cars where you just turn the key and take off. There's things you have to do to be able to drive this. And I didn't think he was that person. I just thought it'd be better to find someone that really wanted the car and knew about the cars.
It's interesting that you had met up with a guy in our club and rebuilt the engine, Paul Fox.
He's a local Corvair aficionado. He lives and breathes Corvairs. He builds them. He works on them for people. He has several of them. Matter of fact, he owns a Corvair Stinger, and he's owned a couple of them. And one of the Corvair Stingers that he owned, he sold to another individual, and that individual wound up selling it to Jay Leno, and it's on Jay Leno's garage, in Jay Leno's garage, and on the show. So that's the story of Paul Fox, local legend.
You know, I was convinced then about the reliability and everything. You know, it's a very easy car to work on. You know, there's no radiator, no water pump. For someone like me, I can change the oil in it. I probably can't do that in my wife's SUV right now, but you know, it's just fun to be around. It's since I've had it, I've replaced the upholstery. So the upholstery is just like the original that was in it in 1967.
Yeah, it looked great. It looks really good.
There's a company on the East Coast, Clark's Corvair parts. You can buy any part you want for a Corvair.
I did have to replace the floor panels, and those parts I sourced from Clark's Corvair. And Clark sells, like you said, pretty much everything for the car. They reproduce a lot of things. They have new old stock stuff, everything from nuts and bolts to sheet panels.
So they've been around for 50 years, and they're a great resource. You know, I've still got some plans to do some body work on it and probably eventually paint it, but it'll be painted the same color.
Yeah.
It's got a few scars on it from where you had told me it sat outside for 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
Probably
yeah.
under a tree or something.
Since it's got about 56 years of
Patina.
what we call patina and character scratches and
Right.
dents and dings, but it's still a really nice Survivor car, Survivor paint, Survivor everything. It's in really good shape.
You were nice enough to give me all the old parts, including the original wire wheel covers.
Yeah.
13-inch wheels. So I have the 13-inch option, plus I have the 14-inch wheels that you put on it that are from an old Cutlass.
Yeah.
And I love these too. It gives it a racier look.
Yeah.
Where this gives it a little more sophisticated look, I guess you
Right.
could say.
Right. Classic look.
Yeah. But
Factory look. Yes.
I love taking it to car shows. I've actually won one trophy at a car show here last year. Usually you might see 1 or 2 Corvairs at a car show. But guys in our club, we like to go together to different shows. We've had 6 or 8 cars at various car shows over the years. And,
nice.
People just turn their head and like, oh, I haven't seen one of those forever.
And as far as trophies, you've done better with trophies than I have with my Bel Air that I've had in like several car shows, and I've gotten like one little plaque. And I don't know what it is about my car, but it does not attract trophies, but it's still a fun car. But yes, I really like the car, and I'm glad that you bought the car. I really am.
I would like to get another 1 or 2 Corvairs in my lifetime, but I like the station wagon, the Lakewood, and I like the ramp side pickup truck that they have. There's a couple of those in our club, and again, they're just unique. You just don't see them.
Right.
And that's why I was attracted to this one. It's got great body lines. It was before the Camaro came out, so you see a lot of Camaro in it. You can see a little bit of Corvette in it. So, couldn't afford a Corvette, so got me the Corvair. And, it'll probably stay in my family forever.
But yeah, so your plans for the car is to just drive it and restore it as you go, and maybe pick up another one, right?
Yep.
And then a lot of car shows and club meetings, and a lot of fun. So it gave you something to do in your retirement age, and something to keep you busy, and that's good. Yeah, cars are awesome for that.
And I'll have to give credit to my wife. She's really kind of bought into it. She goes to the meetings with me because I obviously can't drive there, but I'm able to drive a little bit around the neighborhood. But in the club, the wives, and it's a very social thing, and that's what we needed in our life. But yet we go on cruises after our meetings and go to different events, and usually always go out for dinner or lunch.
Yeah.
That's part of the club. So.
Okay, we're going to take a test drive. I haven't been in this car in a while.
I have to use the parking brake because there is no park.
Nice.
It's a fun car to drive, and
to be honest, I've never sat in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Of this car.
Well, I am not legal to drive, but I can get around my neighborhood pretty good.
I think you're doing really well for being legally blind. You're doing awesome. So Ralph Nader, unsafe at any speed, but we think it's safe enough even if you're legally blind.
Hey, that's right.
It's awesome.
But most of my neighbors know me just from driving it around the neighborhood. And they all don't know that I'm blind, but
they will after this video.
it's been a joy to have.
And you get a lot of looks everywhere you go.
Yes, I do. This car has less than 60,000 miles on it. But yeah, I remember the first time my wife drove it to a club meeting, some young 20-somethings were next to us, and they yelled out, "Hey, what is that?" They had no idea. Probably the farthest we've driven it is probably about 100 miles in one day.
Yeah.
We've gone out to the country to other club members' houses for picnics and things, and it drives great on the interstate. I've had it up to 80 miles an hour, I think, on the interstate. No problem.
With a 2-speed transmission.
Yeah. Really boosted. I've seen my confidence rise in my wife as she drives it more.
Yeah.
She realized it is a good car. It's dependable. It's not going to fall apart on the side of the road. We've had it on the interstate up to 80 miles an hour. So
wow.
It's got some pep to it. And that's why we enjoy driving it.
Well, I appreciate it, Todd. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Well, this is the video of the 67 Corvair when I picked it up, and as I rebuilt it, got it back road worthy, as you will, before I sold it to Todd. And This is the engine's first start after I put it together in its current condition before I had it rebuilt. Had quite a bit of blow-by, a lot of engine problems. We decided to tear it out and rebuild it.
But I'm able to drive a little bit around the neighborhood, but it's been great.
Great. Like I said, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks for watching Dad Bods and Hot Rods Garage. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.